JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 6th of May 2021. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's afternoon session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimers. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos. And of course, our JFD Bank website and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top, guys. So now then, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is the German index, DAX, and yep, we are seeing a bit of an interesting situation here. So initially this morning we were pushing nicely to the upside. We even managed to break the downside line here and overcome the 15,268 territory, the one that I was mentioning recently. But as you can see, the index kind of drifted back down and ended up now is currently sitting just kind of near its 21-day EMA. So in other words, guys, it's not as clear as we could think. Well, to be honest, it's never as clear as we would like it to be. But for now, the only thing we can do is just go from certain levels. So for now, even if you want to go for the upside, yep, we need to see that daily candle staying above the 15,268 territory. If we don't get that, then yes, we will remain a little bit on the neutral side here. But if it suddenly starts falling again below the 15,072 territory here, well, we may start looking at the downside again. The Dow Jones Industrial Average. So the picture here, let me just load it up a little bit. There we go. So the picture here is very interesting as well. Well, to be honest, a lot of activity, market activity right now, we could classify as interesting, just because we yesterday we've hit a new all-time high. Let me just quickly double check this. So 331.2. Oh no, we actually hit the same level basically. Well, that's amazing. So just bang on that the same level, and yep, we drifted back down after that. So but the most important here is the fact that we've drifted back below the 34,257 territory, the one that I was talking about previously. So what we're going to do now is, of course, again, wait, because if we take a look at the cash index right now, we'll see that the price is just fractionally above this hurdle. We are pushing higher, but we are nowhere near the all-time high yet. So, well, to be honest, we only have a few points from from potentially hitting the all-time high again, and or maybe even overcoming it. But long story short, for now, I would say that as long as it stays above this 34,257 territory, there's a good chance we could see maybe a retest of the current all-time high, or even a creation of a new one. But if it starts falling back below this hurdle, well, I mean, maybe a bit of a corrective move lower here could be possible. So, in other words, we could be continuing with the range that we are seeing here from around mid-April. So the index, as you can see, is kind of moving sideways. So keep your eyes on this. Like I said, keep your eyes on this 34,257 territory. The cash index is currently kind of balancing around it. We have around 50 minutes left till the US opening bell. So yeah, like I said, let's be very careful, and let's see if we can push further north and if we can create a new all-time high. The situation with NASDAQ is a little bit less positive. You can see we drifted lower again yesterday, and we're now once again near this upside line taken from the low of the 5th of March. So if you want to go for the upside, although there is still a good chance for this index to move higher, we need to see a nice rebound first of all, and a rebound from this upside line, and then maybe just to kind of strengthen the upside scenario, a push above the 13,700 territory could do the trick for more buyers here. And then, yep, a further move north could be possible, especially if the price also climbs above the 21-day EMA here, shown as the yellow line. If it does that, then yes, higher levels could be met. For the downside, I need to see a drop below the 13,420 territory here in order to consider lower areas. So keep that in mind. So jumping into DXY here very quickly. So the dollar index is drifting lower, and this is one of those moments where I said to you guys, keep your eyes on this barrier and wait for that daily candle to form and stay above this barrier in order to kind of go for higher levels. But as you can see, we came close to testing this area, but then yep, reversed back down and drifted back down, and now we're coming closer to this 90.87 territory. So which, if gets broken, may open the door for a bit of a corrective move here towards this upside support line taken from the low of the 6th of January. So keep that in mind. As I said, for now, that's the kind of game plan. We cannot really do much, so let's keep an eye on these two levels. Gold is doing much better, of course, enjoying the fact that the dollar is declining, and yeah, we can see this the yellow metal pushing further north. And can we overcome that 1798 territory? Well, we'll just have to wait and see, guys. For now, I would say yes, there is a chance for a further move north, given the fact that the the commodity is right now trading above the 200-day EMA, so a lot of positivity here for now. But as I said, we need that confirmation daily close above the 1798 territory in order to go for some higher levels. Silver is also trying to make its way higher. It's climbing back again above this 26.64 territory. I spoke about this previously, and yep, now we're trading back above this level. Now, of course, this now increases the chances for a further move north, where our target could be this 27.07 level again. But if that gets cleared, yes, of course, this opens the door for a possible move towards the 28.32 level here, marked by the high of the 23rd of February. Again, I would say for now, guys, if we'll keep an eye on this, of course, today on the daily candle, but if it suddenly starts dropping back below this 26.64 territory, I'll take a neutral stand, because for me, for the downside, I would actually prefer to wait for a drop below the 25.71 territory right here, and then go for some lower levels. Then we could start aiming for the low of the 13th of April near the 24.69 zone, or we could go for the lowest point of March near the 23.78 zone right here. So, but for now, guys, we are pointing to the upside. We are leaning a little bit more towards the upside, as long as the price stays above the 26.64 level. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is rebounding again nicely from this upside line taken from the low of the 11th of December 2020, and yep, we are pushing back above the 21-day EMA. EMA. So in a way, everything's kind of looking quite nice and positive here. However, I would prefer to wait for a pop-up of the 58,945 level here, the one that I mentioned recently. And this way, the crypto would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and more buyers could join in. So, yep, for now, guys, long story short, let's keep an eye on this barrier. If we get a pop above it, then yes, higher levels could be met. Now, jumping into a few pairs, AUD, JPY. So this is basically going to be a quick update on a few of these because I have mentioned AUD, JPY recently, and but to be honest, still the same game plan remains. The same game analysis is valid. What we need here is for the upside, we need to see a nice good pop above the 85 territory here. Also, the daily candle staying above it. For the downside, we need to see a drop below the 84.08 zone right here. At the same time, we could see the rate being placed below the 21-day EMA, and this could lead to a bit of a larger correction to the downside, because don't forget that we are still trading above this upside line taken from the low of the 17th of February. USDCHF, now this one I haven't looked at for quite a while, but yeah, looking quite nice here, I would say. The idea previously, when I was covering USDCHF, the idea previously was that in order to, well, let me actually start from the beginning. After we found good support near the 0.9080 level here, the pair rebounded and pushed higher. And then I said that if you want to go for the upside, wait for a push up of the 0.9173 territory right here, because at the same time the pair would be placed above all of its EMAs. But that didn't happen. Instead, it kind of came very close to testing this whole area and then started reversing back down. Now we are flirting with this 0.9080 level again. And well, probably as you follow me now, in order to get a little bit more excited with the downside, we need that daily candle to stay below this area, below this hurdle, and this way the pair would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and further declines could be possible. For the upside, as I said, 0.9173 territory, that's what I'm keeping an eye on in order to go for some higher levels. GBP JPY, so also very, very interesting here, but on this front here, I mean, we also are looking at slightly higher levels. However, I would like to see a nice good push above this 152.41 zone right here in order to get a little bit more excited with higher levels. Now, we could start drawing maybe some upside lines here like this. I mean, basically showing that this is a very nice ascending triangle here, but it's a bit of a tentative one, so that's why I'm going to ignore it for now. What I'm going to stick to is just mainly some key support and resistance levels. Now, with the resistance level, you now understand this is the one that I'm watching, the 152.41 zone. For the downside, I need to see a drop below the 150.73 territory in order to get a little bit more excited with the larger correction to the downside, because don't forget we're still trading above this upside line here, taken from the low of the 2nd of March. Now, euro against the Turkish lira. Now, I do look at these sometimes, as you know. I mean, I do like to look at these exotic pairs, I would say. Here, for example, it's quite relevant. Sorry, not relevant for today, just because we had the 1 week repo rate from Turkey coming out, which came out the same as it's basically Turkey's interest rate. It came out at 19%, so that was the same as the previous, and the same. Well, basically, it met its forecast. So investors are taking this in the negative way, according to, I mean, in relation to the Turkish lira, because well, the currency is already kind of baffled and battered by the whole kind of pandemic, and the whole country is battered by the pandemic. And yep, I mean, Turkey really needs to cut its rates in order to kind of strengthen the currency. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, sorry, not to cut its rate, increase its rate to increase its rates to kind of control the inflation. Sorry, confused it the other way around basically. So yeah, it needs to increase its rates in order to control the currency, the devaluation of the currency. But of course, as we know, that's not the political kind of stance that they would like, and not the political way that they would like to go. So that's why there is a bit of a problem in here. As we can see now, the euro is kind of, or should I say, the Turkish lira is devaluating again slowly against the euro. So can it go for another all-time high? Now this is going to be a very interesting question, and it will be very interesting. It will be a very interesting thing to see if we can actually hit a new all-time high here. So the all-time high is the 10.27 territory right here that we've managed to reach on the 26th of April. So yeah, I mean, that's the all-time high. So can we go higher? Well, we'll just have to wait. I mean, probably at this point, I would say that as long as it stays above this hurdle right here, the 10.02 territory, somewhere around here, or in other words, above that psychological 10 zone, then there is a good chance for this one to push further north. We will then aim for the 10.20 zone, and then we will take it from there, guys, because this 10.20 territory is the previous all-time high, which was reached in November 2020. But if that gets cleared, then yes, we'll aim for that all-time high. But if it continues to push further north, then of course, yes, this will confirm a forthcoming higher high, and yep, higher levels here could be met. So for now, long story short, guys, for now, let's keep an eye on that psychological 10 territory. If the rate continues to trade above it, then there is still a good chance for this one to push north. And finally, EURUSD. So drifting back up here, and yep, climbing higher. So now all eyes are going to be on this downside line again. If we get the break here above this downside line, and then we get a push above the 1.21 territory, then yes, we could start considering maybe the upside. But if it doesn't, if it climbs higher here, finds resistance somewhere near this area, and then reverses back down, all eyes are going to be still on this hurdle, this 1.1990. That's what I said before from the beginning of this week and the last week as well, that in order to go for the downside, we need to see a drop below the 1.1990. Even when we were sitting around here, that's what I said, guys, to you previously, that in order to, even though if it declines here, in order to get a little bit more comfortable with the downside, we need to see a drop below this 1.1990 zone, which so far is acting as a very nice area of support. So keep that in mind. Again, guys, for now, this is the tricky situation here on euro dollar, but let's wait and see what's going to happen, which way this is going to break out to, and then we'll act accordingly. So guys, that's it for this session. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your views, guys, your likes, and your participation here. So if you want to catch my video tomorrow morning, as always, my Traders Espresso, that's 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. Have your stop loss in place as always, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.